So normally this would be a weekly update, but I'm just going to reference the previous market update because nothing's changed. Everything's pretty much counting the exact same or following the plan that I had last week. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to do what I said I would be doing for quite some time now, which is a portfolio update. Now, this won't be an update where I show the exact percentages that I'm up. It's just going to be more trade management on like candles and chart wise, and just kind of what I'm doing, and if anything changes with this one starting to form another area that will extend our take profit. And it's just kind of to keep myself on top of my trades that I have on. Yeah, so let's get into this. So let's start with get on the 1 day. All right, so let's start with XL. So this one, I'm in this square. I don't think I had an actual setup on this one or a trade. I think I've just been in this one for quite some time. But yeah, so I mean, it has some good areas coming down. We did get a pullback, and then I'm expecting a drop. Nothing really says that it can't. Let's kind of look at the 4 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, nothing too crazy on these charts, or nothing that's signaling that it's flipping back around. But if I go to the weekly real quick, and we can kind of see this pattern was broken. This triangle that I had here, and yeah, you could say like it's not accurate, but I just kind of draw it as just the gist of it. But I mean, it was broken, so I believe this is a downtrend now, and I do think that this can be an A, B, C to the downside. So the C is kind of what I'm expecting. So if this is your A, we keep the A and go over here. That's kind of the target that I would like. So it might be around here. We'll kind of keep it above the pivot just to be safe. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of my take profit that I would like to see. Don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, so I'll just kind of keep this one as is. All right, the second one I'm going to touch on is Qualcomm. So if we start up on the weekly, you can kind of see a better idea of what's going on. So I have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this A, and A, B, C for this B, back up to the fourth wave, and that's where I started kind of shorting, and then I just got more aggressive because back down on the daily is, so if this is your C wave, I'm expecting like the A, 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, something like that. So I'm expecting that, and let me just drop this into a channel real quick. Cool, like that. Sweet. So this might be a little bit higher up, so it might not come up this far. This one probably will drop up like that. This one might be like that, and it might get a little fifth. So something like that. Go back to the daily. So I don't normally do that just because, or leave these on just because it makes everything look like a complete wreck. But that's the plan. This is my take profit, is this 70% of the third wave, just because I don't want to wait through the fourth because it can take a minute. But yeah, that's the plan. This one is, I believe this is my stop loss right here. So if it hits it, not too worried. I do like the downside though. I like these kind of the dojis and everything like trying to pop but then getting stuck. So I believe there are orders up here. I'm going to let this one run, and if it gets stopped out, but if it takes profit, All right, and this is O'Reilly. And this one is a super high risk trade, but I do like the downside, and I like the formation of the downside. I forgot really which chart it looked best on. Maybe like a nope. Yeah, so we'll do 3 day. Yeah, these dojis are really what I'm trading, so I believe this is a flag on flag that could slam down. I do like this one's just way too early to be kind of adjusting anything, so I'm just going to let this one run and do its thing. All right, so this is our first like super interesting trade. So this one was higher risk just because the move didn't break anything. So I believe I was trading, up here. So I was trading up here. Oh no, I was trading this. So I was trading this area on the anticipation of a break to the downside. Obviously that didn't happen. And so that was kind of the higher risk because, there we go. I would normally like to see it break, a pivot, or opposing like the EMA, just something. This one really didn't. I was just basically going solely on formation. And so I'm not too worried about this one though. So yeah, let me quickly go through that. So this one did hit stop on the plan or on my sheet. However, I'm not like my position, I'm not super heavy on it, and I'm only down, I believe, like 50%. So not too worried about it. Like normally I just take everything to 100, like it's either. So this is kind of what I was expecting. So it would be, you'd have your A, B, C, like that. Or this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A. Okay, so this one could be going down for some time. But if you notice, this is a really nice B wave, which is an A, B, C. So really like that. Don't know really why. I think I thought this was a 2 that came up and then started slamming. Either way, it would be a zigzag to the upside. So that was kind of a stupid move in the first place. But maybe it was on the 3-day. This is another flag that I am looking out for, and that's kind of what validated my initial trade, was the fact that there's a ton of selling pressure in this whole area. So I really like shorting here and being on the short side, so I'm not too worried until the pivot breaks. But yeah, this is my new count, and I could probably like close my original position and just grab the pivots that are up here as my new area. So I might do that. I might just leave this other one on, wait till it goes 100, pop that sucker off, and then have it come back around. But yeah, I still do like the setup. Not sweating anything about it hitting the stop. So yeah, we'll just kind of see how this one goes. All right, so here's another one. So this one was a gamble, but it's kind of the exact same thing as PepsiCo. So if we look, well, I mean, you can kind of see it right here. So this is what I'm expecting is an A, B, C reversal. All right. And then which would mean this B wave would be a zigzag. So it'd be something like that. Okay. And so this one did stop crazy hard. I had some earnings that came out. So the factor, I didn't really factor that in. So there was no volume in this initial area. So that kind of sucks. I looked over it a little bit thinking that everything was go down. So that was on me with all the blinders. I did think that consumer staples like is going down, but this is my new count. And it's kind of the same thing as PepsiCo, where this is my flag up here. Okay. So this one I am adding more shorts on because I mean, yeah, it's just, I'm already invested. I think this is my count. We did have a break of some pivots, not any huge ones. And then, yeah, it's just going to be, can these EMAs split? So, yeah, I mean, we do have the bull flag, so it's really kind of up in the air, but I still like the downside. This one, I am pulling my original position off and then just popping it back on up top with my stop above the pivot. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And yeah, I just need to pay more attention to the earnings and not get so caught up in what everything else in the index is doing. All right. And so this is LLY. So I've talked about this one in quite a few updates. So this one is, I am leaving this one alone right now just because it's way too early to be doing anything. This one is up on a weekly. That's the area that I'm trading. So it just got tagged in. So it's really too early to adjust anything. All right. So this is Chevron. Obviously you can see what I'm anticipating. And yeah, so this is kind of my count is that we're on the third wave. So a little bit sloppy. It'll be like that. We might bounce up and then come back down. So that's pretty much what I'm expecting. This can actually get shortened up and then we can go that or this B. Cool. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm really only taking this third wave. So this one might get moved up. However, this is, I believe it is a 1-2, 1-2 of a third. So I do like the downside. I am going to leave this one alone. And keep the target and everything in place until it gives us more information. All right, and so General Dynamics is up on the weekly. Cool, and so this one has a ton of selling pressure. So again, it did not break anything. That would be the first break. The 100 is being broken as we kind of speak. So I'd really like this setup, really like the downside. This might actually be your 1-2 right here. So this one might run. Obviously your 3 would be a 1-2 as well for your 3. But yeah, like the setup. Again, it's a little bit early to be moving anything around. Don't really have a whole lot of information. So I will see how this one plays out. All right, and this is Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola is maybe 2 weeks. Yeah. So this one is more of a high risk setup. I do like the fact that it is in this retracement. So I believe this 1-2 up here, this C really shouldn't explode down unless some news changes. I'm getting pretty good at drawing these C waves though. So yeah, it's higher risk. I'm expecting a lot of time to be invested in this one. To the downside, obviously no moves yet, so nothing's been confirmed. I was just kind of looking for some cheap price action, and this was it. All right, and this is Church and Dwight Company Inc. Go back to daily. And so this, I mean, is pretty straight up count. Again, I added this one this week, so it hasn't had a whole lot of time to do anything. But yeah, I do like the fact that this area is on the 3-day as well, which we might as well go to. So 3-day, everything is crossing the 200. So I do like the downside. Obviously, when that crosses, it's a huge signal for a lot more a lot more investors. So that might be where everyone starts taking profits. I would like it to go a little bit higher just to kind of get flush up against the channel. But yeah, it doesn't have to do that. But yeah, this one again is just too early to tell what's going on. All right, Walmart is the exact same, where it's just way too early. I do like this nice little pull back. I do like how the owners are selling all their crap as well. So, and I do like how it is reacting off of areas down below. So as soon as we get a breakthrough 130, I feel really good about it, where it could run for a minute. Cool. And this is Hilton Worldwide. So this is kind of one of the older trades in here. So it's had some time to kind of react. I do believe we are well on our way for this C wave. I don't think it'll follow this. This was just the distance that I was kind of anticipating it to go. So that's my A wave. That's what I'm expecting for the C wave. This is kind of the time frame that I think it can do it on, because you probably get a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5. And then you'd probably end up somewhere over here. Again, I'm only interested in the third wave, but this one is forming some nice areas on its way down. We got flags coming down, which I do like to see. It just kind of is confirmation that it's working. There we go. So yeah, I do think with the market tightening, it's going to be harder for people to take vacations. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that this would be coming down. I just like the fact that I was kind of on point with the turnaround for wave B. Normally, I just kind of wait and we'll get in on like a 1-2 type deal. But this one I actually called tops. So pretty stoked about it. Got to take the little wins when you can. All right, and this is AON, and this was again one of our newer trades, and it's in the finance sector, which is kind of wild right now. So huge swings makes it really interesting. I don't have a huge position on, which is kind of a bummer, but yeah, I do like this setup. I like to the downside. I do think this one is kind of a lagger, but this is kind of why I think it has a lot of potential to the downside, is the fact that this is a head and shoulders, like a pretty large one. So you could argue that, well, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm saying that this is a head and shoulders. You know, you could have like the staggered double tops right here, but I don't think this is a bullish sign. So I really like the downside, and I might move this one farther down, but I'll see where we're at with time wise, because I don't want to get too much drawdown from theta. So cool. So that's really my portfolio update. That was more for me to kind of keep track of all my positions, and then maybe in the future I'll do more of where I show the losses and the profit percentages and how many shares I bought. So I might do that in the future, but right now it's strictly just chart reading, and just like I just want to update my trade log basically. Like I want to try to get away from the paper and just have an easier way to document my trades. So that's kind of what this is about. I don't really want it to be about all the percentages, just kind of want to make sure that I'm progressing on my chart reading. So that's really all this is. Kind of a boring video, but again, nothing really happened in the market, so that probably would have been a whole lot worse. So you can just go watch the other market video for a recap, because everything's counting exactly how I had it. So yeah, have a good one.